Hi guys, it's Aiden. Welcome back to my channel. We're back. We are so back. I haven't done one of these videos in a while, and there is a reason for that. Well, first of all, hi, my name is Aiden. Today we're going to be doing another episode of the series on my channel that I have called Teen Talk. This is a series where I take to my Instagram story and I have you guys submit all of your uncomfortable TMI teenager questions and I answer them on my channel, and I create a safe space. There's no judgment here. Now, like I said, there is a reason that I kind of took a little bit of a break from doing these types of videos. I've loved doing this series so much. It has meant so much to me, and I know it's meant so much to you guys. However, as a creator, you can go through your analytics and you can see what percentage of people are watching your videos that are male, female, the age. Also, a lot of these videos over time started to turn into the majority of people watching them, literally like 60 to 70% old men. Quite frankly, it made me very uncomfortable. These videos started to turn into something very scary for me. In theory, it doesn't sound like a big deal, but when I'm getting multiple messages a day that are very degrading and scary, and not even just messages like privately, but public comments about it, it made me very uncomfortable because that's never something that I wanted this series to turn into. When people have been kind of preying on that, and I'm not even going to go into detail about the messages I received and the things that have been kind of being said to me, I did have to just kind of take a little bit of a step back and focus on other content. I hope you understand that and understand where I'm coming from. But we're back doing this series. Again, nothing is too taboo here. Nothing is off the table. We're all just here to have mature and honest and real conversations. And speaking of nothing being too taboo and uncomfortable to talk about, I am so excited to announce that this video is sponsored by Bellesa. Oh, I didn't see you there. You guys, my friends at Bellesa are literally sending out free toys and gift cards to everybody who enters my giveaway. Yeah, you heard that right. Everybody. You could be getting a free toy or a gift card. Bellesa is a bi-women company for all things sexual wellness. Bellesa's mission is to empower everyone to explore, embrace, and celebrate their sexuality, because we all deserve to be celebrated. And what better way to celebrate yourself than with some fun toys? Now here's the thing, everybody's so different. Not only is everybody so different and so unique in themselves, but everybody's body is so different. And so knowing exactly what different types of options are out there for you is very important. For example, we have the Pebble. The Pebble is waterproof, rechargeable, and has suction and vibration controlled completely independently. It is built perfectly to fit in your hands, and there are also no annoying pattern modes because nobody wants that. And not to mention the most adorable charging case you've ever seen in your life. But maybe this one isn't exactly your speed. We also have the Air Vibe Pro. This one is also waterproof and rechargeable and also has dual stimulation while also being in the most sleek, discreet packaging you've ever seen. And also, did I mention that this is silent? Because nobody else needs to know what's going on. This is between you and you only. But maybe you're different, and maybe you want something to just spice up your date night. That is where the Key Vibe comes in. The Key Vibe is a small but comfortable magnetic underwear attachment made of velvet smooth silicone. And the best part is that the remote control literally looks exactly like a car key, so you could leave this on the table and nobody's gonna know. Just make sure this doesn't end up in the wrong hands. Okay, but if none of these are exactly speaking to you, then might I suggest the Ultra Blow. This is Bellesa's most advanced stroker yet, meant to literally blow your mind, and also maybe a couple of other things. With powerful thrusting and rotating action, this high-tech toy delivers intense, lifelike stimulation that goes way beyond your wildest dreams. With 8 dynamic modes, including 4 speeds and 4 different patterns to customize your experience to exactly how you like it. This isn't just pleasure, it's precision engineered performance. Thank you so much again to Bellesa for sponsoring this video. And again, they're literally giving away free toys and gift cards to every single person who clicks the link in my description. Every single person. You're not getting left out, your friend's not getting left out. I mean, what more could we ask for? Thank you so much again to Bellesa for sponsoring this video, and let's get back into it. When you were a teen, did you feel like your parents' guardian never listened to you? I'm 20 now and still feel like my parents don't care to listen to me most of the time when I try to say something. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Why do you think I make so many YouTube videos, and why do you think I talk so much in my videos? Is because I don't really have people. It's okay. Not to discredit my family and stuff. I don't want to say that they don't want to listen, but I don't know. I'm very closed off. Even with my family, I'm very closed off. I kind of don't really tell them anything. And over time, I've realized the reason I don't really like to talk to people about stuff, I'm so sensitive. And if you watch any of these videos before, you get it. Okay, Aiden Watson is sensitive. That's the theme of my channel, my brand, my life. I am so sensitive. But not only am I so sensitive, I just am affected by other people's energies so aggressively. Whenever someone is being negative, it genuinely like ruins me. Like, actually, it ruins me. And I know that's, you know, there's always going to be negative people. You can't really hide from that. I totally understand that. But I've noticed that's why I kind of am closed off and I don't really say much, because if I get a reaction or a response or any sort of even like look on your face that could be slightly negative, I immediately just regret saying anything. And I'm like, I just shouldn't have said anything because now I feel so sad. Anything. And it's my fault. I'm sensitive, whatever. Working on it and therapy. But yeah, I totally felt that way. Also, I love my dad. I don't think my dad watches my videos, thankfully. Please don't watch this, Dad, if you're watching. I love my dad, but we are so polar opposite, and I've never really felt like I could confide in him. I felt like my dad had the mentality growing up that he wanted to toughen me up so that way when I'm older, I'm like super tough and strong, not physically. Well, he tried to do that. It didn't work. But like mentally, like he had been through so much in his childhood, and so I felt like he wanted to toughen me up and put me through situations when I was younger, not willingly, but even when I was going through stuff, he wanted to toughen me up and not baby me and not comfort me in that way, because he just wanted to make me super tough. In some ways that did work, but in other ways it really halted a lot of my growth and halted a lot of the emotional healing that I needed to be having done, especially being a child, especially being, you know, given everything I've gone through in my life. So I totally understand this. For me, it's like, that's why I love making videos so much, is because I can talk to you guys and I don't feel judged. And the reason I don't feel judged is because I'm talking to a piece of plastic. So like, whatever. But also having friends, of course, and having friends that, not saying that my friends don't judge me, but you know, I know they're supportive of me, and that's the most important thing. So I totally understand this. I feel this very, very much. You have no idea. If a guy is giving me mixed signals, what do you recommend doing? Running. I'm so sorry. Here's the thing. I hate saying this because I know that's not what people want to hear. You know, the thing about having mixed signals and what's so difficult is if it's a mixed signal, you know, you're toying with the idea of, do they like me? Do they not? If it's not painfully obvious, go, leave, run, flee. You are fresh out of the slammer. You know who your next call is. I don't know. Aiden Watson tried to not make everything about Taylor Swift challenge. Failed. No, I don't know. I'm very much of the belief system that if someone wants to, they will. If someone wants to show you how much they love you, they will. If they want to go out of their way to do things to show you that, they will. And if you're getting mixed signals, then I don't know. You deserve better. You deserve to be with someone or to be talking to someone or whatever it might be that is not throwing mixed signals at you. Dude, if I get into a relationship or if I'm talking to somebody and I'm getting mixed signals, I'm getting the hell out of there. I don't have time for this. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older and I've been through like relationships and whatever. I don't got time for that anymore. If you're giving me mixed signals, if you're not giving me exactly what I want, and I'm not asking for much. That's the thing. Oh, you're not going to give me exactly what I want? All I want is like love and affection for you to actually love and care about me. Bare minimum. And if I can't get that, that's totally fine. You're not my person. You gotta go. Or I gotta go. Somebody got to go. It's probably gonna be me. But yeah, I would just say run. What age is it acceptable to lose your virginity? I talked about this, I believe, in a couple of the other episodes, but I will reiterate what I've said then because my point still stands. There's not a right age to do it. And I think it's hard, especially when you're young, it's hard to know if your intuition is telling you this is the right time or if your hormones are just really taking over. I think not having that, but being able to differentiate those feelings is very difficult. And it's honestly kind of impossible when you're that young because, like, how are you supposed to know? You know what I mean? It's hard. Again, there's not an age. I can't say, you know, do it at this age because some people might feel comfortable at that age and some people don't. It's really up to you. It's very personable. But again, the point I always like to drive home is just do it with someone you feel comfortable with. And if you're feeling pressured into doing it, then don't do it. I feel like when you're young and you have these opportunities to do stuff like that, you feel like those opportunities are going to slip away from you. And if you don't take advantage of them, then you're never going to have that happen. It'll happen, I promise. And I really advise you to wait with someone that you feel comfortable with rather than, oh, well, I've been wanting to do it anyway and this person's offering. Don't do that. Wait until it's somebody that you actually feel, because it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Whether you want to make it a big deal, I think it's a big deal. To be doing that for the first time with somebody, it's a big deal. And I want you to be doing that with someone that, you know, makes you feel good and makes you feel comfortable, not just doing it so you can now say, oh, well, I lost my virginity, because then it's like at the expense of what? Will you still do teen talk videos even though you won't be a teen for much longer? Very interesting. So the day I'm filming this video, and actually, the day this video is posted, it will be a week from my birthday. I'm turning 20. Yo, I'm entering my 20s. That's crazy. I can say I'm in my 20s. That's scary. Anyway, I have a video. We'll be talking about that on my birthday. I have a whole video talking about all this stuff. But I would love to continue doing this series. Like I said, I kind of got freaked out about it for a little bit because it was really, really scaring me. And I could go into so much detail about it, but I won't bore you with the horrific and terrifying messages. And that's the thing, is I don't want to let those messages and those people take over and, like, you know, have them ruin this for all of us. And I would prefer to just like push past it and be like, whatever. But it was the overwhelming statistic of like this. It's like the only people that were watching this were older men who I felt like were like just preying on me because they saw a young, you know, teenager talking about sex and open stuff like that. And it just made me feel so weird. And also, like, again, I love this series so much, but even with the last video that I did, and I wasn't even intending for that to be the last video that I did for a while, but I remember even filming that video and wondering, I don't know how much longer I can keep doing this series because I love doing this and I love, you know, being open with you guys and talking about this stuff. But I also, like, I'm not really, like, I can't really give every single person advice. I also don't really want to be a channel that's like only giving people advice. I really love my empathy and the sensitivity I have for other people. I think that that's a really good trait, especially when it comes to talking about this type of stuff, because it's nice to hear it come from somebody that is nice and gentle about it. So I understand that I can be that for people, and I love doing that. But at a certain point, I remember thinking, I'm kind of getting the same questions over and over. I don't know how many times I can tell people when the right time to come out is, or when the right time to, you know, do all these things is. I would love to do more stuff like this, but just in different formats, whether that's a different type of series or a different type of video style. I don't know. Lots of things coming. We're gonna cook on it. Again, also, if you have any suggestions, let me know down below. I would really appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I don't really plan on fully ever stopping this, but I don't know. We'll see what the future holds. Is it okay to think about dating someone older than me? Way older? Well, first of all, I do just have to ask. I would hope you're both at least of age. If it's not the case, then absolutely not. It's hard for me when it comes to age gap relationships because it's not for me so much about, I don't know how to say this without it coming out weird. When it comes to age gap relationships, it's the reason typically that those relationships don't work or that they feel kind of weird or wrong is simply the maturity level. I've talked about this before. I think I've talked about this before. Maybe I haven't. My last relationship I was in, we were only not, I think we were a year apart. Maybe not even a year, like 11 months apart. I was 19 and he was 18. That's literally like a year apart. Nothing weird or nothing crazy about that. However, the maturity levels were so different. And honestly, in my opinion, sorry, I don't know. In my opinion, that was like the real downfall of the relationship. Obviously, a bunch of stuff also ended up happening, but throughout the whole relationship, I always just felt like we were on completely different maturity levels, and it felt weird because we were not even a year apart, or we were, I don't even know, a year apart, okay? And here's the thing, I've always been somebody my entire life, everybody always tells me that I'm more mature for my age, and I kind of like that. I like being more mature for my age, and so reflecting back on the relationship, I'm not entirely sure if he was just so immature for me, or if he was just like a regular 18-year-old boy, and I'm just naturally more mature, even though we're only a year apart, It just felt so drastic. I felt like I was dating someone so much younger, and that sounds weird, but I don't mean it like that. I just mean the maturity levels were so painfully obvious to me. And anyway, not to make this about myself, but I'm just saying that's kind of why age gap relationships don't really work out, especially when it's like a 20 and 30-year-old. It's like you are at two completely different points in your life. I genuinely do not know what a 30-year-old is going to be talking about with a 20-year-old. Like, it makes no sense to me. What do you guys even have in common? I don't understand that. And I do understand, especially when it comes to being gay, that's kind of common, is a lot of gay people get into, you know, relationships with a pretty big age gap. I don't think that will ever be my journey. I don't know. Maybe I do need to date someone older than me because I am more mature, but I don't know. It kind of makes me feel weird even when it's like more than 3 years for me. I had a friend who I went to school with who her parents were like 15 years apart, which to me is a little weird, but they seemed really happy and they really got along, so it can work. I'm not saying that it cannot work, but just be careful. I feel like when you're young too, you think, and I know this is bold coming from me because I feel like I always am talking about like I'm so mature, whatever, you know what I mean? But I feel like when you're younger, you tend to think you're more mature than you actually are, and I'm speaking from experience. When I was 15, 16, I used to think that I was so mature, and I was like, oh my god, I know everything and I'm an adult. No, you're not. Even now, it's like I do recognize that I am more mature for my age, but I also don't say that as I'm like trying to beat my chest about it and be like, I'm so mature. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm really not saying that that's a good thing. Maturity doesn't always mean a good thing. Oftentimes I do wish that I could just be a regular 19, almost 20. I wish I could be like regular maturity level for my age, but I've grown to, you know, like being a little more mature. I don't know. this tangent. Is it okay? It can be. That's my answer. Can be. It might not be. Just be careful. That's my advice. Do you like Lady Gaga? This is not a TMI question, but if you were curious, I do. Thank you so much. What should I do if I fall for a straight guy? Run. I'm so sorry. I hate to break it to you, and I'm gonna try to say this nicely so that you can kind of understand it, but also be kind of stern about it. There's no situation where this ends good for you. There's no situation. You can't convert somebody's sexuality. It's not possible. I'm so sorry. There are plenty of other people out there for you, and it's not gonna be a straight guy. It's easier said than done. I've never fallen for a straight guy, I don't think. Well, when I was younger, the first guy I ever had a crush on was a straight guy, but I also was in like 8th grade, so like who cares? So I understand it's easier said than done to like not fall for a straight guy. For me, it's easy because I'm like, the second I know somebody's straight, there are no feelings that can even possibly happen for me. I'm like, okay, not happening, cool. But I just want what's best for you, and I don't want you to hurt because I know that falling for a straight guy is probably really hurting. Just be careful, okay? And protect yourself. There are plenty of other people out there who are not straight, let me tell you, and that will love you, and you'll find somebody, and it'll all be good. I have the chance to start a relationship, but I get super anxious. I totally understand this. I'm like, honestly, I've been talking about this like so much in therapy recently. I'm traumatized to get into another relationship, you guys. I'm so freaked out about it, and I'm so sorry. I don't know why I keep making everything about myself. I'm only talking about myself because I just feel like you might get some understanding and insight from hearing my experience. I hope this doesn't come across as self-centered. I apologize. But no, I totally feel this. I'm really scared to get into another relationship, to be honest, because again, I talk about this so much in therapy, but it's just mind-boggling to me how you can be in a relationship with somebody and you open yourself up so much to somebody, and then that completely ends and that's completely over. And then it's like, well, I got to do that all over again. I'm like, what the do you mean? Literally, it's mind-boggling to me. And this is why, like, I don't really understand. And I'm not hating on people who do this. Unless you're like a cheater, then like you should die, I think. But this is why I don't understand how people can just jump from relationship to relationship. Again, nothing wrong with that if that's, you know, you really feel the need to do so. It's crazy to me. I actually, you know what? We're gonna get super open about this. I had therapy today and I was talking about this and I was like, I don't understand how the I'm supposed to get into another relationship again. I'm terrified. I'm so scared. The last relationship, that dude rocked my shit. He rocked my shit. I like, honestly, if he's watching this, congratulations. You knocked me on my ass. I don't know if that was the goal. I don't know if that was your intention, but I got my shit rocked. And obviously I'm doing so much better and I've healed a lot. I'm doing good. I'm on some new shit. Been saying yes instead of no. I've healed a lot. I'm doing so much better. But when it initially happened, I'm traumatized. I'm so scared. The idea of even like trying to date again is so terrifying to me. Again, it all goes back to me being so sensitive and I get so attached to people, and the fact that you become so attached to somebody and then within an instant, like a blink of an eye, that person is no longer in your life, and then it's like, well, I gotta go find someone else. I'm like, I can't do this all over again. I cannot do it. It's so scary to me. It really is. And so the person saying this, saying that they're anxious to get into a relationship, I get it. Anytime I'm going off, but anytime that someone's been like slightly romantic to me or slightly like it seems like they're interested into me, whether it's in person, whether it's a message, whether it's whatever it might be, whether it's literally, I went to a bakery once and the guy was flirting with me and I was like, no, I can't, no, please. I'm freaked the out. And honestly, I'm admitting it. It's cool. You can say that we're nothing, but you know the truth. Sorry, I don't know what the is wrong with me right now. I get this, but I'm gonna say this to you, the person who asked this, as well as to we gotta just let go a little bit. And I know that's so hard for me because I hold on to everything, but we gotta be open. I heard this quote once. I don't know if it's a quote, but I just saw this and I try to always think about this. You have to trust that your heart will break, but you also have to trust that you'll be okay, because you will be. But overall, I am doing so much better, and actually my life has gotten so significantly happier and better since getting out of a very strained relationship where, you know, neither of us were really all that happy. So again, to both of us, we gotta let go, let God, even if you don't believe in God. I don't even know where I stand with that, honestly. We're figuring it out. We're gonna be okay. You have to trust yourself to be okay, because you will be okay. Okay, so I think that's gonna bring us to the end of this video. Again, if you asked any questions, you submitted them and I didn't get to them, I apologize, but I just want to say thank you so much for bringing this video to life. Of course, it's you guys that are the ones that do this. I just sit here and talk. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Yeah, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Again, if you're watching this the day that I'm posting it, or even a little bit after, then my birthday's coming up, which is very exciting. Not that I expect you to wish me a happy birthday, but I only bring this up because I have a very exciting project that I'm launching on my birthday. I'm so excited. So stay tuned for that. I'm so excited. You guys have no idea. Thank you again to Balessa for sponsoring this video. So crazy. I'm so grateful. Thank you for that. And I will see you guys soon with another video. Love you so much.